But are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Slightly Serious.
I'm Nick.
I'm Zane. And how's it going?
Well, it's going, man. Here I am. Here we are.
It is. This is our Mother's Day episode. It was recorded the day after Mother's Day. But
Yeah, today's Monday.
so this is late Mother's Day to anyone who's actually watching and listening to this.
I actually sent out Mother's Day text messages to numerous mothers. About 2 days prior to Mother's Day, it was Mexican Mother's Day, and my calendar just said Mother's Day and Mother's Day twice. And I was like, well, fuck, which one is it? And I forgot it was always a Sunday. Is it always a Sunday?
No. It's like the first Sunday of May or some shit like
Why
that.
is it
The
always
second
a Sunday?
Sunday of May. Father's Day is too.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, those kind of
That is
holidays don't have like it's this day. Like it's always just like the second Sunday or the third Sunday of this month.
Yeah.
So whatever that day ends up being, same thing as Easter. Easter is always like the second Sunday of the month or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
not like it's January 27th. No, it's whatever it ends up falling on it for that Sunday.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
It's also Autism Awareness Month.
I'm not sure if it was this month or
was it last
month, but either way, today we're going to be trying something.
We are.
We're making Nick a guinea pig, and we're taking the RADS, our Autism Asperger's spectrum test. It's like 80 questions. So what we'll do is like I'm gonna read them. We'll discuss with him. He'll say what his thinks his answer is for himself. We'll go through them all, see how it goes. If it's something that we think we got something out of or it was an enjoyable episode, then we'll flip the roles and I will be answering all the questions.
Yeah, yeah. And I already know I don't have autism. Do you know for a fact you don't have autism? Have you ever been like... I've just done like so many tests in the past psychologically that
I'm like
I don't have autism.
But I know I have like ADHD or ADD in that like spectrum of things.
Mm-hmm.
I've taken many tests. Like I grew up, my stepfather's a psychologist. So I grew up around a lot of that. He did a lot of like work with like autism and Asperger's and stuff. So I've been around it. So I don't believe I have it, but like I also don't know like if I have some tendencies that might lean that way.
Yeah, for sure. I'm curious to what the questions are. I haven't looked through the test at all. It's called the RADS.
If there's anything about mentioning horse semen too often, you might fail this test.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they don't have any questions regarding horse jizz because I really do.
But yeah, other than that, it's been a relatively decent week.
Anybody who's like listening to this outside of watching the previous episodes,
this is their first episode. Like,
you have no idea what we're talking about, but I have quite often mentioned
for no reason
whatsoever.
He's like,
that I drank horse semen as a way of gaining sustenance.
One of our previous episodes, we somehow turned a conversation into Mario getting fucked by Donkey Kong or some nonsense. Like,
well, that was you, I think.
That was a combination of both of us.
Some of our episodes are strange.
That's why it's slightly serious. We'll start on a path and then it takes a fucking turn.
Yeah, we're going to start by taking this test for autism.
Who knows where these conversations
and we're not quite
us.
sure where it's going to go, but we're going to start with this test. So you have questions lined up? Or
yeah, there's an actual site with the test. So we'll get to that here in a bit. I do want to give you a moment for your book. You have a
I do
like
have
Mark Twain book. It looks like old
Nick's
looking
Book Corner.
So we'll be doing Nick's Book Corner right here, right now.
Mark Twain.
Mark Twain.
So this is a collection of basically all Mark Twain's stories.
The color is enough where the pages get hit by the green screen.
Oh my God, dude, that's so cool.
Not on this side, because this is like, but the top, how it's kind of greenish.
What about the cover? No, the cover,
it's too dark.
You can see it.
But at an angle,
the sides of it.
When it starts to do an angle, the color.
That is kind of cool.
I just noticed, like, I can see through it. Anyways, back to your book.
It's just like Mark Twain's short stories. And it is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So Here's the deal. I got this for $8 at a used bookstore. Complete short stories of Mark Twain, now collected for the first time, edited with an introduction by Charles Nieder, however the fuck you want to say his name. I'm not familiar with it. But here's a note on the text. The present volume contains a total of 60 stories, 13 of them gathered from works of nonfiction. They cover the entire span of Twain's writing life from 1865, quite a long time ago, to 1916, 6 years after his death. The text is that of the Stormfield edition of Twain's works, published in 1929 by Harper and Brothers in 37 volumes. The stories are arranged chronologically according to the years of first publication and alphabetically within a given year whenever more than one story was published in that year.
Interesting.
So, it's cool because I'm able to read his stories and kind of read them in a chronological order as he was writing them. They are often, most always hilarious, super witty, very sarcastic. They deal with some really fucked up elements. Like the one I'm reading right now is called A Double-Barreled Shotgun. Here, hold on. A double-barreled detective story. And it's actually pretty long. Like over 30 pages. But the story itself, the like short story, is dealing with like abuse in a certain way, and like at one point this man takes his newlywed wife and like strings her up against a tree and has his dogs like start biting at her and ripping her clothes off while she's tied up to this tree, and like humiliates her in this huge fashion, like right after they just got married in this way, to humiliate her father, who was talking shit about him. And he's like, well, look, you know, I did love you, but I heard your father saying some terrible things about me. So in order to humiliate this man, here's what I'm going to do to you. And he did all this stuff to her and like humiliated her and then like dipped. And so this woman grew up and like bore his child, right? This is while she was pregnant, bore his child, raised this kid to then wreak vengeance on that man and follow him and find him throughout his life, track him down, because her like son had this ability to like smell anything in his sense of sight. He could see in any darkness and he could smell anything and follow a trail. So go hunt this man down, find him. Dude, it's super bizarre. Finds this guy, tries to like torture him and leave him notes saying, we know who you are. They end up getting the wrong guy, right? They're leaving it for like someone else with the name, but it's not like, it's like a relation of him, but it's not him. And so like this other man is just humiliated and driven out of town. And the boy's like, I feel fucking terrible about this, right? But then somehow it segues into something where Sherlock Holmes is involved in the story. And now the Sherlock Holmes detective is trying to solve this other scenario where there's a missing boy or something. And then it just keeps going back, and it's like two different stories that somehow, dude, it's weird.
Sounds like it.
Nothing like your Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn type stuff that you were brought up to read in school.
Didn't read them anyway.
Nothing like it. It's cool.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Well, that's cool. So that's been the book you've been focused on for this week. I know you said you had some stuff going on. So
I've had a lot of different stuff going on. Someone broke my mirror, my driver's side mirror of my car door.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know what happened. I woke up one morning with my kid, and we went outside. I was going to drive her to daycare. I look at I put her in her side, and I get over to my side, and I open my door, and I'm like, all right, hold on. We got to go talk to the apartment complex. I'm like, look, looks like someone accidentally hit my mirror, busted out my mirror. At first, I thought it was like a hit and run, but I filed a police report. The police get there, and they're like, yeah, it looks like someone intentionally did this. Do you have anybody who would like hate you or like wanna? And I'm like, no, I don't think so. I'm like, I don't understand what happened. They're like, yeah, well, it looks like it was like blunt force trauma directly to the mirror.
They're coming back now.
Now we think it might be a neighborhood kid, and apparently there's a kid that's had issues in the past, and so it's a whole thing. But that's been a pain in the dick hole.
Yeah, then you said you traveled to go see your mother.
I did. I went to go see my mom this weekend for Mother's Day, and it was awesome. I had a great time, and I even stopped at a skate plaza, Rob Dyrdek's skate plaza in Kettering on my way to go see her.
Hell yeah.
Well, with her even. After I saw her, we ended up going there with the kids just to kind of hang out and stuff because I wanted to skate. I'm like, it's not too far from you. And she's like, let's go. So much fun. She got pictures of me and everything. My mom looked adorable, just like snapping photos of me while I'm skateboarding, and she was like super excited.
Well, hell
It
yeah.
was cool. I had such a great time with her.
That's good. That's good you
And
get to go spend time with her.
and my stepdad.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. But yeah, I said I did work. I worked extra this week, just trying to make some money
you
when
picked
I could.
up Mother's Day.
Yep. Just the
You're like,
morning.
I'm gonna probably make an extra $500 just for a few hours working. I'm like, fuck yeah, bro.
Gotta love overtime.
Yeah, that's fucking dope.
But
Was
yeah,
it overtime and holiday pay too?
not they don't pay holiday pay for Mother's
For
Day.
Mother's Day, no, because you're not a mom.
And it's not a
What if you're
recognized holiday for like.
What if you are a mother and you're a truck driver? No,
No,
Nothing.
Mother's Day isn't one of those days. It's like
a recognized holiday.
for like that for holiday pay. That's like Christmas, Easter, like the
New Year's
the big-
sometimes,
yeah. But like,
maybe
but like Mother's Day isn't one that's like
Labor Day.
recognized as it. But yeah, no, it was just another work week. Work week went pretty well overall. It was rainy for a decent bit of it, but weather wasn't too bad yesterday. It's nice today. But outside of that, just been working on videos, playing a little bit, talking with family, spent some time with my girl. Just another pretty chill week. Not too much going on.
No, doesn't sound like it.
Oh,
Just
but,
another work week.
Yep. But we do have this test to get you.
Yeah, I'm ready for the test.
Yeah, and I figured give us as much time as we can for it. 'Cause
It's like 80 fucking
80
questions or something, right? Holy shit.
I figure some of them will be pretty quick.
Are they easy questions? Is it a yes or no? What is it? Let's just do it. RADS R test. RAADSR.
Authors. Well, let me see. The author. It's part of the. It's by Riva Aurelia Ritvo.
It's a
definitely said
screening
that fucked
tool.
up.
Duration 10 to 30 minutes. Statements 80.
Yeah, but the Rivo Autism Asperger Diagnostic Scale Revised. Which is what RADS R stands for. So we're gonna go ahead and get on that. Make it the right.
How does it score itself? Do you know?
I'm not sure. Well,
I guess we'll find out. Just wonder how it like scores. Like,
we'll see at the end what it how the scoring and everything works. For now, we can get the
take
questions
the
done.
test here.
All right. First question. I am a sympathetic person. So your options are: it's true now and when I was young, only true now, true only when I was younger than 16, or never. You've never been a sympathetic person.
True, really only now. But I'm not even like super sympathetic. I mean, I can be.
Yeah.
But yeah, not definitely not when I was young.
I often use words and phrases from movies and television in conversations.
I will definitely reference movies from time to time, but like I don't use them in typical conversations all the time.
Yeah. So
True only now. Well, I mean, like, yeah, maybe like true only now, but I don't use them often. I don't often.
You're not a movie quoter.
I don't like constantly. No,
So you think it'd be true now or like?
I wouldn't say that that's something that defines me.
It
as
says
like
often.
no,
So
I don't. No, it's not true.
I am often surprised when others tell me that I have been rude. So like, if someone tells you you're being rude, do you like? Does it catch you off guard? Like you weren't aware that you were being rude?
Sometimes.
And like, is that something that's always been, or is that more recent? Or
I would say true now and when I was young sometimes, but like, yeah. I mean, it's not like it catches me up. Sometimes I'm just like, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm being a little rude. Like, it's not like I guess it's not like I'm surprised. I'm like, oh, how could I possibly be rude? What do you mean I'm being rude? Like, I'll be like, fuck, all right, yeah, I guess I was rude. You know what I
so
mean?
it's not
like,
really surprised. Like,
No.
So you are aware, like
I'm definitely aware.
like subconsciously at least.
Yeah,
that
I
you
know
are.
I'm being rude.
Okay. Sometimes I talk too loudly or too softly, and I am not aware of it.
Sometimes I do talk too loudly. I get excitable.
Has that been your whole life, or just now?
That's been always. I just get excitable.
Same.
I'm
I have
fucking
been-
excitable.
especially if I have headphones in too,
Yeah.
because that messes it
I
up.
get loud, or if I'm
Yeah.
I was just listening to loud music, and I'm gonna and then
or if
someone's
you're
talking
around
to me.
people, like it's like I almost subconsciously like I need to talk louder than everybody.
Yeah.
So.
Or I'll smoke a bunch of weed, and then I'll be like, oh,
Sound doesn't make any goddamn sense.
voice of modulation.
Number 5, I often don't know how to act in social situations.
No, it's not true. I know how to act.
I can put myself in other people's shoes.
True only now.
I have a hard time figuring out what some phrases mean, like "you are the apple to my eye."
Nope. I know what all that shit means.
I only like to talk to people who share my special interests.
Not true.
As a kid, though?
Maybe when I was, I don't know. I think I talked to a lot of people.
I focus on details rather than the overall idea.
I focus on details.
You hyperfixate on like small details of a situation or something going on rather than the entire thing. So we talked about it on here, your recent breakup, where that seemed like that was a big part of what happened was the hyperfixation on one aspect of what was going on instead of like a big picture.
Yeah.
So
True. Now and when I was young.
I'm the same way. I get hyperfixated on like reactionary on one thing. I don't realize like there's a whole fucking bunch of shit that's happening around.
Yeah,
thing.
I'm getting better at it, but I definitely think I
hard.
do hyperfixate.
It's definitely hard. I always notice how food feels in my mouth. This is more important to me than how it tastes. Are you a texture
Never
person?
true.
Yeah, I've never been like people that like freak out about the texture. Like the Starbucks, they have this new like boba style drink. It's not really boba, but it's like little popping pearl things. They have like juice in them.
See,
people
I don't like those, but I won't like.
But they're like, oh, it feels like there's fish eggs in my mouth, and I can't get past that feeling. And I'm like,
I mean, I get there's certain things I do not like the texture of, but I've never gone, oh, fuck, this tastes so good, but I can't stand the texture of this, so there's no way I could eat it. Like, if it tastes good, I'm gonna fucking eat it.
Small break while I kill a bee.
Oh, that's a fucking bee, buddy. Holy shit balls. That's a big boy. Is that a hornet? Was not expecting to just see a hornet here all of a sudden.
Keep it in.
We'll just keep it going.
I whacked that bitch right out the air.
I was kind of not wanting to get stung all of a sudden while I'm
That's
just
why I was like, let me go ahead and
but
take care of the situation while it's a situation.
I'm surprised you know. I thought it was just a fly. I was kind of ignoring it. It was a full-on wasp, bro.
No, but I fucked him up.
It was a hornet.
One ass swing.
Fuck. All right.
Right back to it. I miss
are.
my best friends or family when we are apart for a long time.
Yes.
Whole
Fuck
life?
yeah. Oh yeah. Of course. Why the fuck would I not?
Sometimes I offend others by saying what I am thinking, even if I don't mean to.
Always.
I only like to think and talk about a few things that interest me.
I only like to think and talk about a few things that no.
For me, that was probably true more when I was a kid, but not now.
No, I'm just gonna say no.
Kind of why we're here doing this. Talk about everything.
Well, maybe when I was a kid.
I'd rather go out to eat in a restaurant by myself than with someone I know. So like,
no.
yeah, like I've never been one. Like I've done it many times, of course.
I have,
but like I'd rather have conversation. With
sometimes
somebody.
I go out just to eat by myself because I just want to chill, you know. But like, no.
I cannot imagine what it would be like to be someone else. That's not, I think it goes with that other.
This is a tough one because, like, yes,
I think that goes well with
how
this
could you
question
like
earlier where it was like, can you put yourself in someone else's shoes? I think it's like the same idea, where it's like you're able to like understand someone's situation.
Yeah, but not when I was
outside.
younger.
So, only now. All right, I cannot imagine. So, you couldn't imagine it when you were younger. So when you were a kid, you couldn't figure it out. I have been told that I am clumsy and uncoordinated. Are you a clumsy little fuck?
No, I've never. I can skateboard. Like,
how's that skateboarding going?
I mean, the fact that I can hit a 12-foot rail, bro, 8 out of 10 times. You know, I don't. I've never. I took gymnastics for 7 years.
Try to play some one-on-one basketball.
I'm not bad at basketball. I took gymnastics for 7 years. I played.
I mean, that
six
explains
sports.
Explains a lot.
I think I don't think I've ever once been clumsy or uncoordinated. No. The
Others
pogo
consider
stick,
me
man.
odd.
I fucking loved the pogo as
Others
a kid.
consider me odd or different.
No.
That's not what I meant to do.
No. I mean, I'm definitely like, I'm a weirdo, but like, I'm not, people don't go, oh, that guy's different. Oh, he's so weird. Like, no.
I understand when friends need to be comforted.
Yeah. But only now. Well, no. When I was younger, I could tell when someone was upset. I am very sensitive.
But I think that's very different between knowing when someone's upset and understanding that they need comforted in that moment, not just, oh, they're upset, and being able to recognize what they need in that moment.
It's hard for me to remember what I was
Yeah.
like emotionally when I was younger. You know what I mean? I feel like it's hard for me to like, I mean, sure, go true. Only now, I don't know.
These
But
are your
like,
questions. These are your answers. So whichever one you
let's
feel.
just say true now. And when I was young, I think I could, yeah, I think I knew.
Okay. I am very sensitive to the way my clothes feel when I touch them. How they feel is more important to me than how they look.
No,
So you're not a fabric kind of guy?
no, never have been.
I like to copy the way certain people speak and act. It helps me appear more normal.
No.
I don't know, you say some fucked up weird shit, you make up shit. Fucking schpoobles.
Yeah. Oh, it's all about a spoob, man.
Schlong along.
It's all just T and the B. Although that's my brother. He came up with that one. That's great.
It can be very intimidating for me to talk to more than one person at the same time.
No.
I have to act normal to please other people and make them like me.
Well, true only when I was younger than 16.
Because that's the thing where it's like you're around certain group of people, then you like say things, talk about certain things.
When I was younger than 16, I was very like, yeah.
Yeah, meeting new people is usually easy for me.
Yeah.
Whole time, or
Yeah. It's always been easy.
I get highly confused when someone interrupts me when I am talking about something I am very interested in.
I don't get confused.
It is difficult for me to understand how other people are feeling when we are talking.
No. Difficult for me to understand how other people are feeling when we are talking. No, I'm pretty aware, I think, of social cues.
Do I need to bring up the reference again?
Go ahead.
With your recent breakup and how there was, again, you thought you understood, but again, it was that.
No, I was quite aware of, I mean,
We don't get too into detail on it.
yeah, I mean, I would say, no, it's not difficult for me to understand. No.
I like having a conversation with several people, for instance, around a dinner table or at school or at work.
I like having a conversation with several. Yeah. Yeah. Of course I do.
Your whole life? Or
Yeah. I'm very sociable. Love talking to people.
I take things too literally, so I often miss what people are trying to say.
Sometimes, but not everything. I really don't take, but maybe when I was younger. True, only when I was younger than 16, maybe.
It is very difficult for me to understand when someone is embarrassed or jealous.
It's not difficult for me to understand, no.
Some ordinary textures that do not bother others feel very offensive when they touch my skin.
No.
I get extremely upset when the way I like to do things is suddenly changed.
Sometimes, but true, definitely when I was younger than 16. And even now, no, I mean, I don't get extremely upset now. When I was younger
I
than
have
16.
never wanted or needed to have what other people call an intimate relationship.
Okay, so
This is where I think it comes to our conversation we had.
Okay, so
especially in the one that we didn't fully record because it got messed up. But we talked about the triangle.
True.
Whole life.
Yeah. Well,
Because I know you said when we talked that you kind of like as you got older, kind of disassociated parts of
I
it.
had to.
So
function
I think it'd be
'cause
more
of
now.
trauma. Yeah.
So I think when you were young, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
but it's not that I don't want it. I really do want it now. It's just that I have intimacy issues due to trauma. There's certain aspects of intimate relationships. I just, the only thing I've done over the years is I've detached sex from love. I'm able to have sex without loving the person. It's not that I don't want a loving relationship or I don't, but I've able to detach that. And I think the question here is I have never wanted or needed to have what other people call an intimate relationship. And I think I have sought intimacy often because I feel neglected sometimes. So I don't think that's ever true.
Yeah. It is
But that is a
difficult-
good question.
Yeah.
It depends on how it's phrased.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
It is difficult
Yeah.
for me to start and stop a conversation. I need to keep going until I'm finished. Like
No.
you need to finish train of thought type of thing.
No, I'm often able to end a phone call if I feel like it's going out of hand or something, or like.
Well, I don't even think it that much. I think this is also more of like if you're talking about one thing and then the conversation shifts to something else. And it comes back over to this thing. Like you can't ever finish a thought. Is how I kind of decipher that question.
Then no, because we do that all the time here.
I speak with a normal rhythm. I'd say it's definitely not true now. I think you have your very unique rhythm where it's quick. You get what you're trying to say out real fast.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say, I don't know when you were younger, but I think how fast your break goes, we don't really get a normal rhythm now. I think when we're doing this, we kind of do because we're like mentally in that like focused on how we're talking and talking right.
I don't know what's a normal speaking rhythm.
I think it's just like that normal pace, that calm. I think we both get excited when we talk about stuff and we talk fast.
Mm-hmm.
And like when people tell like you need to slow down, you're talking too fast, like I didn't catch what you said.
I guess I don't speak with a normal rhythm. In fact, people have often told me that my tone of voice sounds intimidating. Or like, just
and then like I talk too fast. People like you say you're talking too fast, or like where I talk so fast that I mumble almost, like slurs together, because it's like I get excited about what I'm talking about, to the point where I struggle to focus on like a pace and enunciation.
Yeah,
I do. I've noticed that even in our recordings,
let's just put
here,
never true.
the same sound, color, or texture can suddenly change from very sensitive to very dull.
No.
The phrase "I've got you under my skin" makes me uncomfortable.
No.
Sometimes the sound of a word or a high-pitched noise can be painful to my ears.
Yes. A high-pitched noise, of course. Super
I mean,
high-pitched
like,
noise.
there's like high-pitched, like the point where it hurt, but like some people like the beeping or like,
No.
remember with the vaping thing?
No.
Where that like, where that noise, like you barely even heard it, but someone else is like, fuck.
Yeah, no.
Like that's what that's kind of like going at. So how I see it. I am an understanding type of person.
You're already about to click it. But that's not.
No, I just put my mouse down. I wasn't trying to like.
Okay.
It's just where it rested. It wasn't meant to be like. No, it's.
True only now.
I do not connect with characters in movies and cannot feel what they feel.
Not true.
I cannot tell when someone is flirting with me. I feel like no one can anymore, man. Unless they're like, I'm fucking like you, bitch. Because I think the issue with this question is the modern
I have a
level of communication there is.
The modern level of communication I cannot.
To the
When I
point
was
where,
growing
like,
up, it was quite obvious when a girl was flirting
but it was
with
also,
me.
I think as men, we're almost like afraid to assume someone is.
Yeah, because I don't want to ever offend a woman. Like
Well,
I don't
offended,
walk
but
up
we
to them. I don't
also-
holler at women. I don't like walk up to them in public and start hitting
I
on
think
them. Like
as men, we're like, at least men that like aren't assholes, try to not just assume anybody that talks to us and smiles at us and says something nice to us is flirting
with us. Yeah, like you can
Where,
be
like,
nice to
yeah.
a man without flirting with him.
So
Yeah.
like we almost have desensitized ourselves to anyone talking nice to us.
I don't
We're just
really.
like, cool.
I guess I really, unless someone is blatantly like, dude, you're hot as fuck.
Yeah.
Or
Unless like that's why I need like such abrupt
yeah,
Or like when dating apps, where it's like, oh, we both have matched each other. Now I can assume the
even when
conversation.
people match me on a dating app, bro, though, some of these conversations are like, what am I even like?
Yeah, but that's the only time like I
I don't
ever
know.
was like, I can assume that anything nice they're saying is in a flirting manner because of the atmosphere, the context of how we are talking.
True.
But if like I'm out in public and someone's like, you look nice today, I'm like, she wants to fuck. No, it's like, cool, thank you for saying
Yeah,
that.
I appreciate that.
But like on Tinder, you like someone, like, you look nice. You're like, she wants to fuck. So that's a context thing.
I
But
don't
like
know.
I've like, I don't take compliments well. I just get awkward because I don't know how to react to them, because I've been like, I just assume nothing from it and be like, cool, I'm out of here.
Okay, so like, not to sound, I don't want to come off like any sort of way, but I receive compliments pretty regularly. Okay, and that being the case,
I've heard
I just
people
kind
have
of
complimented you to me when you weren't even around. So fuck you.
But like, no. I mean, like, so I mean, I already have like this thing where like sometimes I think to myself, and like I have this like, I'm like, if I wasn't attractive, would people treat me as good, or would people treat me as nicely, or would I receive as much
imposter
attention?
syndrome.
You know, like, yeah. So sometimes I feel really like gross about looking attractive, because I'm just like, and then when I don't look, or when I have bad days and I don't look attractive, like sometimes I feel like I'm less of a person. So I have like some major identity issues with like that, you know, and, like,
Vanity things.
yeah, like that's why I impulsively even cut my hair. Like I had really long hair, you know, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, your hair is so fucking sexy, dude! Like you look like fucking Russ and shit." And which is wild, because like we have the same last name basically, just with one letter differently. We're super Italian, but you know, and so I just was like, "Well, I'm gonna cut all my fucking hair off." And you know, like if people still think I'm hot, then maybe I'm attractive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, so I don't. I have a hard time telling when people are like, I don't know. I mean, it's not. I'm used to receiving compliments, and since I receive them so often, like I don't assume anyone's really flirting with me. It's just kind of like, hey, I appreciate who
So
you are.
I cannot
I like your
tell.
tattoos. I like the way you look. Okay, thank you. Like
So
I
I
appreciate
cannot
that.
tell. So I just say,
Never true. I just can't really tell.
you can't tell. So true now.
Well, no, I could tell when I was younger than 16, because girls talk to
Was
you
it? This is
differently.
cannot tell.
I
So
cannot tell.
I cannot tell. So it'd be
True
now.
only now. I cannot tell now if girls are actually interested.
I can see in my mind in exact detail things that I am interested in.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Always or no?
What do you mean?
Is it like as a
I
kid?
can see in my
were you-
mind.
Like, were you able to vividly imagine the things, or was it like a generic thing? And as you got older and got more understanding of stuff, because it says exact detail. So that's where I would be like, I'm more now than I was. Actually, mine would probably be this one, because I feel like I have more of an issue on focusing on details and recalling details of things now.
This does say an exact detail things that I'm interested in. So
Like,
that would be.
as a kid, I had a very strong imagination and a better memory.
So, like, right now-
I'd struggle.
I'm picturing my book. I know exactly where it's at in my room. Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut. Kurt Vonnegut. I know the cover. I know like literally everything like about where it's at. I can visualize that. That's something I love.
If you hear like the beginning of a song, do you know who it is, what the song's name is? Things
Pretty
like that?
much a lot of the time.
I can't do that. It'd be a song I've heard 1,000 times. I'll be like, I know this song. I
dude.
can't pull the name or the song
I've
out of my head.
always been great with that, even when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's where I struggle.
Always.
It's like I know the song. I like this song. I can't think of the fucking name
No,
of
I
it.
always know.
Like all the time. I'm that guy who's like, you know that author, that author, the actor, in that one movie, fuck. Like I can't think of the
that's
details.
terrible. That would be a nightmare for me. I pretty much know a lot of the time.
Yeah, I keep lists of things that interest me, even when they have no practical use. For example, sports statistics, train schedules. When I feel overwhelmed by my senses, I have it to isolate myself to shut them down.
No.
I like to talk things
Yes.
over with my friends.
Even when I was a kid.
I cannot tell if someone is interested or bored with what I am saying.
No. I can tell. A lot of the time. Most of the time.
It can be very hard to read someone's face, hand, and body movements when they are talking. So, like, when someone's talking to you, are you so focused on what they're saying and less about how they're moving?
It'd be very hard to read someone's face, hand, and body movements when they're talking.
So like body
No.
language compared to speaking.
No.
The same thing, like clothes and temperatures, can feel very different to me at different times. So like a shirt you might like next time you wear it, you're like, this is kind of uncomfortable. Like, what the fuck?
Not really.
I feel very comfortable with dating and being in social situations with others.
Yeah. It's pretty easy. It's actually
Your whole
easier
life?
for me than most other people.
Always.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I try to be as helpful as I can when other people tell me their personal problems.
Okay, go back to the other one. Not when I was younger. I didn't feel comfortable with dating and being in
Okay.
social situations when I was younger.
I try to be as helpful as I can.
When people tell me their personal problems. It's not that I tend to be as helpful as I can. I mean, I listen to them. It depends on how much I care about the individual. I would go out of my fucking way
Yeah.
to make sure if I had stuff going on and it was less than like you. There's very little that's
Did you
more.
do that as a kid too? Or were you more of like, you'd listen and be like, that sucks? Trying
Yeah,
to play
as a
handball?
kid, I didn't give a fuck. As a kid, I didn't give a fuck. Now, if I care about the person, like especially if I love the person, they're a close friend of mine or like
Yeah,
family.
so
I'll
that's
go
why
out
I
of my
think
way.
this is vague enough that it's helpful. It's like as helpful as I can.
Yeah,
So like with people you don't know, you can only be
Not
so
when I
helpful.
was younger.
Yeah. So like true now. I have been told that I have an unusual voice. For example, flat, monotone, childish, or high pitched. Well, you said you sound intimidating.
when I was younger.
But you also said that you be told that yours, like your tone of voice, is like intimidating and almost.
I've
comes
been
across
told
as
that my
harsh.
voice sounds like Steve-O fucked one of the Fairly Odd Parents.
Well, that's just someone being a dick.
You know, they'd be like,
Yeah.
And I've never let that. I've been like,
Well, that's
I've
'cause-
remembered that the rest of my life. I'm like, do
'cause
I
I think
sound like
there's
Steve-O
a
fucked
slight-
an odd parent?
I still think there's that slight Italian twang that even though you're not like from Italy,
Yeah.
you still have that like.
Just growing up
The
listening to my
vibrato,
dad,
yeah.
listening to my dad talk, or listening
So
to
that there's like a slight accent to it on top of you're very passionate when you speak. So that comes across as like
yeah.
powerful and like almost like assertive and
that's not-
intimidating.
That's not monotone, childish.
Yeah, but flat is where you're just like, okay,
Maybe.
so like yours is just the opposite. Like these
Yeah.
are just examples.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't have. I have a unique voice. I
Yeah, so
definitely have.
I'd say
yeah.
it's unusual voice.
It's unique. Yeah. Okay.
And you said even when you were a kid.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. When I was a kid,
Sometimes
super high.
A thought or a subject gets stuck in my mind and I have to talk about it even if no one is interested.
Yeah.
Whole life?
Yeah.
Or more recent? Okay. I do certain things with my hands over and over again, like flapping, twirling sticks or strings, waving them in by my eyes. Like, do you have like a tick with your hands where you feel like you have to be doing something with them?
No. No, there was a period of time when I was younger though that I had like really bad obsessive compulsive disorder, and there was a certain medicine that I was taking, and it like gave me like tics and stuff like that. But no,
So, like, when you were a kid?
while I was on that medication,
Oh, so,
You know, so
we'll,
no.
We'll just put no.
no. It was a
I've
side
never been
effect.
interested in what most of the people I know consider interesting. Like, are you interested in typical things or like?
I just don't like sports like other people do. I don't watch sports like that. But it's not that I don't share similar interests with other people that are like
Yeah.
me. No, I definitely share similar interests. I'm not like an unusually uninterested
am
fella.
considered a compassionate type of person.
No, I'm not. No one looks at me and goes, dude, he's so compassionate. He's so calm. No one, I'm not. I mean, I'm not like a callous
Yeah.
piece of shit person, but I'm not considered a compassionate individual.
Alrighty.
No one would ever say that.
I get along with other people by following a set of specific rules that help me to look normal. No, I'd say that's a no for you at least now. Because you don't
No,
try to be
never.
normal. Yeah.
I've never tried to be like that. Normal.
It is very difficult for me to work and function in groups.
No.
When I am talking to someone, it is hard to change the subject. If the other person does so, I can get very upset and confused.
No.
I'm gonna fail this test.
You are. You actually might be on the spectrum for autism. Zane. I
Not
think
gonna
you
be
might.
surprised. Sometimes
honestly
I have
might.
to cover my ears to block out painful noises like vacuum cleaners or people talking too much or too
No.
loudly. I can chat and make small talk with people.
Yes.
Sometimes things that should feel
Go back.
painful.
You said true only now.
Oh, my
always.
bad. Sometimes things that should feel painful or not. For instance, when I hurt myself or burn my hand on the stove.
No, I have a high pain tolerance, but I know when I'm hurt.
When talking to someone, I have a hard time telling when it is my turn to talk or listen.
No. When I was younger, maybe.
I'm considered a loner by those who
No.
know me best. I usually speak in a normal tone.
No.
Nope. I'm just gonna assume you weren't as a kid either.
No.
I like
Never
things
have.
to be exactly the
Never
same.
have, never will.
I like things to be exactly the same day after day, and even small changes in my routines upset me. Fuck,
No.
I keep doing that.
No. Very instantaneous, very spontaneous.
How to make friends and socialize is a mystery to me.
No.
It calms me to spin around or to rock in a chair when I'm feeling stressed.
When I was a kid, I'd fuck around with that shit. Yeah.
The phrase, he wears his heart on his sleeve, does not make sense to me.
It makes sense to me.
If I am in a place where there are many smells, textures to feel, noises, or bright lights, I feel anxious or frightened.
No.
I can tell when someone says one thing but means something else.
Yes. But not always when I was younger.
So just now.
True now.
I like to be by myself as much
No.
as I can.
Never.
I keep my thoughts stacked in my memory like they are on filing cards. I pick out the ones I need by looking through the stack and finding the one. The same sound sometimes seems very loud or very soft, even though I know it has not changed. I enjoy spending time eating and talking with my friends and family.
Yes, never true.
I can't tolerate things
Hold on.
I dislike.
Go back. You clicked never true. Yes, I enjoy
shit.
spending time.
My
True,
bad.
always.
I can't tolerate things I dislike. Like if you don't like something, you just can't stand it. Like there's no like, I slightly dislike it. It's like I either hate it or love it.
No, it's not really true.
I
Not
don't.
true.
Okay.
No,
Oh,
not true.
Sorry. That's why you don't let me finish reading because I haven't even finished the sentence.
Oh, I know. I can read it.
But when I go
yeah.
somewhere, I have to follow a familiar route, or I can get very confused and upset.
When I go somewhere, I have to follow a familiar route, or I can get very confused or upset. No.
So like if you're traveling to your mom's, you know the route. If you have to detour, you're like, fuck.
Well, I mean, I
Even
don't.
if you have a GPS, like.
I do fucking hate getting rerouted. Yeah, I don't like getting rerouted. But
But I'm saying, but it's
I
less
don't
about
get
like.
very confused and upset. I know what's going on. I got to reroute. Fuck, this sucks a bag of dicks. I fucking hate this shit. God damn it. God damn it. All
It
right,
is
I'm better.
difficult to figure out what other people expect of me.
So what did you click for that one up there?
How about never true?
No. I get what people expect a lot of the time.
I like to have close friends.
Yes.
People tell me that I give too much detail.
When I was younger. True, only when I was younger than 16.
I'm often told that I ask embarrassing questions.
Not really true.
I tend to point out other people's mistakes.
Yes.
Whole life or
True only now.
45. What my score means.
All scores of 65 or higher are indicative of autistic traits. The higher the score, the more autistic traits you have. So I got 45,
Yeah, 45. So
which is
you're-
under even 50. Hold on,
it
what
says
does
some,
50 say?
It says some autistic traits, but likely not autistic.
I
Yet
don't
some
even have
autistic
autistic
people
traits.
score as low as 44.
Mm-hmm.
So like borderline, like maybe one thing here and there, but you're not like autistic.
Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. I'm not even really on the spectrum.
Yep.
Not even on it. Oh, yeah. Good. Look at this. It shows the whole breakdown of everything.
But yeah, so that's the test. You're pretty low on it.
Yeah. Incredibly low on it.
And I said, I can take it next time because that still took us about a half hour for you to take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, some interesting questions. I'm definitely.
You
some
know the
thought-
questions, though. I feel like you could easily power through it right now. And
Yeah, I'll power through it because I can just read it and go.
Yeah. Just power.
I'll talk about the ones I feel like I need to talk about.
Just power through it. Let's see what your score is, because I got nothing on the spectrum, and I feel like you really.
A sympathetic person. I'm definitely sympathetic. Always have been.
Okay.
Very empathic
I
person.
often use words and phrases from movies and television conversations.
True now.
I am often surprised when others tell me I have been rude.
That's not so true. I'm pretty aware when.
Sometimes I talk too loudly or too softly, and I am not aware of it.
Yup.
I often don't know how to act in social situations.
Yup.
I can't put myself in other people's shoes. I can put myself.
Oh, then
Sorry.
no. Yeah.
I have a hard time figuring out what some phrases mean, like you are the apple of my eye. I only like to talk to people who share my specific interests. I focus on details rather than overall idea.
That was my whole life, yeah.
I always notice how food feels in my mouth. This
Nope.
is more important. I miss my best friends or family when we were apart for a long time.
One. Because of like the ADHD and stuff like that, object permanence is a big thing. And it comes across to people that don't understand as rude, but it is a thing. Like if you're not messaging me every day, you don't call me, I don't see you often, I almost forget people exist to an extent. Like if I don't talk to him, like my brother, for example, if we don't message for a while, I won't think I need to talk to my brother for a while until something reminds me of him.
You won't like just wake up one day and go, man, I miss my mom or I miss my dad or
My mom's different because I talk to her like every day. My brother and I have never been like every day talking for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that's a hard one for me to answer specifically because it's very dependent.
So you might not.
So I think when I was younger, yes. As I've gotten older, no.
Okay. Sometimes I offend others.
It's not like I'm like I don't care about that person. It's just
I get it.
My mind has so much going on that if you're not here in my focus,
you won't pop back up.
You'll just
Do you offend others by saying what you're thinking, even if you don't mean to?
No. Because I'm like afraid to offend people, so I almost don't talk about shit.
I only like to think and talk about a few things that interest me.
Not true.
Never true.
I like to learn new things.
I'd rather go out to eat in a restaurant by myself than with someone I know.
Nope.
Never true. I cannot imagine what it would be like to be someone else. Never true. I have been told that I am clumsy or uncoordinated.
So that's a hard one. I've always been like athletic and coordinated in some ways.
You've described yourself as
but I've
clumsy
also
as
gotten
fuck.
hurt a lot. I'm like clumsy and coordinated. It doesn't make any sense. I get that, but I've always been athletic. I was good at sports when I played sports. I did like mountain bike racing and shit like that.
And you can play
But
video
like
games
I'll
very
walk
easily.
down I'll just walk upstairs and fucking fall and break my leg because I fucking forgot a step and just fucking slipped. So I'm like somewhere in between. I think more so now. Not as much as a
True
kid.
only now.
Yeah.
Others consider me odd or different.
True. My whole life.
I would say true.
I understand when friends need to be comforted. No, I have a very
Yeah, you're very...
hard time because I've just like how you disconnected, how you said like sex and love. I have just disconnected emotions and like avoided them for most of my life.
I can
I'm
tell.
doing better now, but it's still like I for a long time just avoided that whole like idea.
That's a fair answer.
I'm very sensitive to the way my clothes feel. No. I like to copy the way certain people speak and act. If it makes me feel normal, no. It can be very intimidating for me to talk to more than one person. Yes, my whole life. I have to act normal to please people and make them like me. I think that is very true my whole life. It's just I try to. It's less about acting normal. I try to act how I think they want me to act. It's not a healthy thing, but I'm being honest here.
That's fair.
Meeting new people is usually easy for me. Once I'm talking to somebody, I'm fine. Approaching someone and initiating a conversation with someone I don't know is not. So I'd have to say never true because it's like to actually go meet somebody, unless there's a reason pre or ahead of that while we're meeting, I most likely won't approach somebody or go out of my way to meet people because I overthink it.
I'll be in a store and I'll strike up conversations with complete strangers.
I will just stare at the fucking ground. Like, I will avoid asking for help at stores because I don't want to talk to somebody.
Dude, I'm so confrontational.
I get highly confused when someone interrupts me when I am talking about something I am very interested in. True. Less when I was a kid. Less when I was a kid, but now, for sure. Like, you've seen that. When we talk about something and then, like, even this. Like, I'm trying to read.
Sometimes you're
and
like,
then
dude,
I haven't finished my thought. Like,
yeah, I know.
It is difficult for me to understand how other people are feeling when we are talking. That I say true when I was a kid. I'm better at understanding people's feelings when we're actually conversing about it. I like having a conversation with several people, for instance, around a dinner table at school or at work. This, I say yes, only because this makes it, this is about people you know. Conversation with several people At a dinner table, at school, you're gonna be around your kids you've been at school with, work, your coworkers. This I say true my whole life.
Okay.
If this had been like a random place where there's a crowd of people, no.
Yeah.
I take things too literally, so I often miss what people are trying to say. I think that's not the case. I think I can pretty well understand what someone's saying to me.
Okay. Is it difficult for you to understand when someone else is embarrassed or jealous?
No.
Some ordinary textures that do not bother others feel offensive when they touch my skin.
Nope. I get extremely upset when the way I like to do things is suddenly changed.
I have never wanted or needed to have what other people call an intimate relationship.
That is false. I've like my whole fucking life. It is difficult for me to start and stop a conversation. Yup. Is there a fucking zero? Fuck yes. I speak with a normal rhythm. I don't think it's ever been true. I think we talked about earlier. I get too fast. I start to slur. I'm like, I have to get my thoughts out before my thoughts are finished.
We're very much the same way as speak.
The same sound, color, texture can suddenly change and feel very sensitive or very dull. No.
Well, you're also colorblind.
Yeah, but that's still the sounds and textures.
Yeah, true.
And the phrase, I got you under my skin makes me uncomfortable. Nope.
Sometimes the sound of a word or a high-pitched noise can be painful to my ears.
Nope.
I am an understanding type of person, true. And now, yeah.
I do not connect with characters in movies and cannot feel what they feel. That is false.
Yeah. I cannot tell when someone is flirting with me. That's the big question.
Very true. I can see in my mind exact detail. Nope. It was true
when you were younger.
Yeah, we talked about that. How like now as an adult, I just struggle to recall the details because like I can't sift through it. Like I'll know the song, I just can't think of who it is or what the name of the song is.
True.
But like as a kid, like I could rattle off entire CD's fucking track list.
Could you?
Yeah. I keep lists of things that interest me, even when they have no practical. No, I barely take the list of things I need to take. The list
when you
of.
Feel overwhelmed by your senses, do you have to isolate yourself to shut them down?
Yeah, my whole life. That's one of the things why I just kind of.
Do you like to talk things over with your friends?
Yeah.
Can you tell if someone's interested or bored with what you're saying?
Yes.
So this says I cannot tell if someone is interested.
I cannot tell.
It's never true.
It was true when I was younger.
Oh. It can be very hard to read someone's face, hand, and body movements when they are talking.
True. My whole life. I get so focused. I have to focus on what they're saying or what they're doing. Both is hard.
Okay.
The same thing, like, feel different at very different times to me. No. I feel very comfortable with dating and being in social. Nope. I try to be as helpful as I can when other people tell me. I even a stranger, like literally the other day, I pulled over and helped a guy that was broke down.
Really?
Yeah. It was a biker. His belt had broke on his bike. I ended up whipping around, pulling over and helping him out.
That's dope.
But it's like, I don't know the guy, but I'm like, I need help.
I wouldn't know how to fix that shit.
Well, I didn't have to help him fix it, but I like took him to his house to get his car. So he was able to like be there. Someone came and got his bike for him. Like he was just sitting there. His phone wasn't working because he was like where he was. There was no service.
Oh shit, bro.
I've been told I have an unusual voice. I think my voice isn't that really unusual.
No.
I think
nothing about your voice is unusual.
Sometimes a thought or a subject gets stuck in my mind and I have to talk about it. Yeah, that's my whole life. I do certain things with my hands over and over again, like flap. I'm literally doing it right now. I don't know if you've noticed. I constantly do this.
Well, that's hand movements.
Yeah, but I constantly do things with my hand. So I'm constantly doing this, or I constantly do this, even when they don't need to be cracked. Or like I'm just like I scratch back my head even though nothing itches. I just like do it. Twirling sticks or rings. I had that thing with tags.
Sticks or strings.
It's just those are generic things, but it's like having to do something with your hands, like a fidget. So like fidget toys are a thing. I've always had like if my hands are doing stuff, I start to get restless.
Okay.
So I have to be doing. That's why
all the examples they've used are so atypical. Flapping.
Well, these are
twirling sticks or strings or waving things by your eyes.
This is very like textbook autism things. Like autism goes to like the extreme with stuff where like kids will be like, or they'll like flap around.
I get it, but hear me out. Most people just naturally try to do stuff with their hands. I mean, everyone's constantly.
Some people, but like a lot of people can just sit still and like have a conversation. like, yeah, you might want to move a little bit, but like
Yeah.
constant, it's that constant things where I have to like, I'm constantly either playing with my beard
Yeah.
or
Okay.
scratching.
I mean, I have a nicotine pouch in right now, but I feel like if I didn't have that, since I was so used to smoking for so long, I'm trying to quit now, but it's
but
like,
that's less of your
I would
hand thing. That's
constantly wanna-
that's the vape. Your hand just happens to be part of it.
yeah, that's true.
So that's just your hand.
But you think you
grabbing.
really do always
I literally,
have.
I'm constantly doing this or
Okay.
tapping or like,
Okay, so go now and when you were young?
yeah, that's been something I always have done.
I have never been interested in what most other people I know consider interesting.
I'm interested in pretty much everything.
I am considered a compassionate type of person always.
I think.
Yeah.
I get along with other people by following a set of specific rules that help me look normal. That's a hard one.
It's not
I don't think I have a specific set of rules, but I have like how I said earlier, like I try to match their energy is how I kind of put it. Like how they act, how they move, I try to just kind of blend in. I don't really like let myself be me to say. I kind of just try to mirror people almost. So I don't think I have a specific set of rules.
You put everyone else before yourself. I think you definitely have a specific set of rules, true and now and when you were young. I think you
Definitely
have,
true now. When I was younger,
now.
I kind of just did whatever.
Yeah, okay. Because I don't know you when you're young.
it was
but I mean,
very difficult
definitely
for me
now
to-
you go out of your way to make sure other people are okay before you even bother taking care of your own shit.
Well, I think that's different than this because this is just for helping me look normal. This isn't about helping people. This is just helping me look normal in a group.
Yeah.
But I still think it is still true because like I don't think I have a specific set of rules.
Is it
other than
difficult
I just mirror people.
For you to work or function in groups?
No. I like that I can work in groups as long as I have a chance to speak.
Okay.
If I don't get a chance to speak, then I'm like, I have all these
Because
ideas
it's too many people.
and nobody's letting me say anything. And like and how I said, like if I have a thought, like I need to speak it, but no one's letting me speak. That's where I struggle. But if like
Yeah.
everyone has their say, can talk about something, and then we decide, I'm fine. So I think overall, not really.
Okay.
When I'm talking to someone, it's hard for me to change subject. Yep. Just stop right there. Yep. Sometimes I have to cover my eyes. No. My ears to block out noises. No. I can chat and make small talk with people. Nope. Sometimes things that should feel painful are not. Nope. When talking to someone, I have a hard time telling when it's my turn to talk or listen. Yep. I am considered a loner by those who know me best. I'd say yep. I usually speak in a normal tone. Now, I was very loud as a kid. But I think now, like I might get like even my loud is just not really crazy. I'm just kind of like, hey, like I said, my voice doesn't really
you have
get
a pretty
crazy.
even tone.
I like things to be exactly the same day after day and even small. No, I don't really have routines.
Well,
I don't really have routines. That's how my. There's no routine in my life.
no, I guess not. You don't change up a lot of the time.
But
But
the main thing is I don't.
You don't follow a specific routine.
Yeah,
if it
I just
doesn't
don't
get followed.
I just don't leave the house. I make plans with someone to leave the house. I'll go do it. That's fine. I don't go out of my way because I don't like to go do things on my own. So
How to make friends and socialize is a mystery to me.
yep. It calms me to spin around rocking a chair. Nope. The phrase he wears his helmet. Nope. If I am in a place where there are many smells, textures, bright lights, I feel anxious. I don't think I feel anxious or frightened.
No, I've never seen that.
I can tell when someone says one thing but means something else. Now, I can usually kind of tell. As a kid, you said something cool. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I like to be myself as much as I can. I think this is true for the most part. Outside of like a few people, like you, my girlfriend, and like my family, I'll go out of my way to spend time with. But like other than that, I just talked about it.
Yes,
I just stay
You're
home.
very much alone.
Yeah. I keep my thoughts stacked in my memory like they are on. No. The same sound sometimes can be very soft or very loud. No. I enjoy spending time eating and talking with my family and friends. True. I can't tolerate things I dislike. Not true. I don't like to be hugged or held. Nope.
5 more questions.
When I go somewhere, I have to follow a familiar route. Nope. It is difficult to figure. This is actually funny. I will like to go to my girlfriend's house. there's like 3 or 4 different ways. They're all about the same amount of time. I'll take a different one every time.
Oh yeah.
Just cause.
Yeah.
So like this is like literally the opposite. It's difficult to figure out what other people expect of me. True. I like to have close friends. True.
Only now.
When I was a kid, I was afraid of having close friends
Okay.
because so many of my close friends died.
Heard.
So I like, almost in my mind felt like I was cursed. So I'm like, if I just don't get close to people,
Yeah, you did mention that to me.
nobody
Yeah.
nobody can be taken away from me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's definitely true now, where I've like understood that was just a weird thing to think.
Yeah.
It's just like trauma response to,
Yeah, I remember it. We were driving in the truck at one point, and you said
Yeah.
something to me about that.
because like it was like, I think my 3 best friends as kids are all passed away from different reasons, and like I can list probably at least 5 kids I grew up with that I was really close with that are all gone before I was like 25.
What were the causes of death?
Colin was leukemia. Matt died after high school from an overdose. Brandon in a car accident. Aaron, suicide. Like, just different reasons, but it was
Yeah.
just like anyone I got close. Like the one kid, I literally met him. Like we spent like a week when I first moved to the school, like getting to know each other, and then he committed suicide a week after I met him. I was like, I just got close to this kid,
Yeah.
and now he's gone. So, people tell me that I give too much detail. Yeah, I've been told that many times, where like I over-explain shit. So, like I get it the first time,
Yeah.
but I'm like, whoa, but what about these other 3 ways I thought about explaining it?
Yeah, I know. I told you that even too. I was like, bro, we've gone over this a billion times.
I'm often told that I ask embarrassing questions. No, I tend to point out other people's mistakes. No, I'll just fix it.
Score yourself right now. Watch this.
93.
90 fucking 3, bro.
Strong indications of autism, although non-autistics may score as high. Yeah. So I'm like middle of the fucking road.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's about what we thought.
Yeah. I figured it
Not
was
like
gonna be a lot
all the
higher,
way on the spectrum.
just because a lot of the like.
I didn't think it was going to be
thoughts.
higher. I thought you were going to be in like the 70s or 80s, but you got 90 what?
93.
93.
I knew it would be pretty decent just because a lot of these questions, like I could just tell from like how they were worded. I'm like, that's gonna tick me. That's gonna tick for me too.
Yep.
Like, a lot of the conversation ones, like if I can't finish a thought, it like my brain like pauses. I'm like, fuck.
You have more social,
I think mine's
not issues so much as but
thought
like
issues,
is
like
that-
trains of thoughts, like conversation. I can have a conversation as long as it stays in a steady rhythm.
But you wouldn't say you're as social an individual as I am, right?
Not
'Cause
like
you even
you're
say-
openly social.
Yeah.
I can be social once I'm in the situation, but like engaging into it to start a conversation, to start a social thing, go out of my way to meet somebody,
Yeah.
that stuff I won't. But like once I'm in a conversation,
you're
I can
fine.
talk to anybody.
Yeah.
But like if I go to a party, like a couple weeks ago, I went to a bonfire for my friend's wife's birthday. I knew him. I knew his family. There was like 5 or 6 girls that were like his wife's and like their family friends I'd never met.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they were there, I was just like kind of just chilling. Just like I didn't talk much. I almost like followed my buddy around because I knew him.
It wasn't just because you have a girlfriend and you didn't want to like
Well, I mean,
spend time around other women.
That
Or was
doesn't
it-
like that doesn't bother me because like it takes a lot for me to like think of somebody in that way.
No, I get
And, like,
that.
and I-
but
and
I
I'd
mean,
already
do you
texted
think
her.
that was part of your whole
I'm sure it was
thing?
part of me that limited my conversation once we did talk.
Mm-hmm.
But like even if I hadn't, it was like because this was even early on when me and her were even talking. Like we weren't even like officially together, but it was just the idea of like trying to talk to somebody. Even when I've gone over,
But if it was 5 other guys, do you think you'd be in
I'd
the same
still
position?
would have
Really?
waited until someone pulled me into the conversation instead
Okay.
of putting myself into it.
Yeah, I would have been in that conversation before it started.
Now, I'll kind of just chill. Everyone will kind of thing, and then if like there's something where I think I can make a comment, or if my buddy will notice and he'll like bring me into it somehow. Otherwise, I'm just kind of there. So that's kind of how it goes.
Well, I don't know if you looked at the time, my buddy, but it is time for a couple things.
A couple things. There is our sponsor, which is ourselves. We have another channel. No one asked. I'll put the links and stuff for that.
NO1ASKD.
Yep. I'll have the links for that below. Make sure you go follow us on all platforms, like, subscribe, follow, do all that fucking
Please
lovely
do.
shit.
And
We do
comment
appreciate you.
so we can respond to you because I like conversations.
Tell us why you're the best people,
Yeah, I want to talk to you. Anyway, if you could, say hello to your mother for me.
And tell somebody you love them. Fucking love you.
Happy belated Mother's Day.
Happy belated goddamn Mother's Day.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I love you.